our next guest, we have a special video preview that I am excited to see.
It's part of a healthy lifestyle, Curtis.
Is it? Because I'm just going to grab my nectar of choice.
Okay, so you have Diet Coke. This is what I affectionately refer to as the hard stuff. And you know, when I really need that edge, I drink Diet Coke. I shift to the hard stuff sometimes late at night. Diet Mountain Dew is a healthy lifestyle choice because the number 1 and number 2 ingredients are carbonated water and, read that,
Carbonated water, concentrated orange juice?
water and orange juice. Water and orange juice are the 2 primary ingredients in Diet Mountain Dew.
And this is water and caramel color. You've got me beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that so much. I have a really quick story about Brandon. You know, we see his name everywhere. He's well known. He's successful. I just have to say, I was at the Governor Herbert celebration when he was leaving office, and we waited till the end of the night. We wanted to meet Kurt Bester, and Brandon and I were in the back, and John, my husband, and a lot of other people, and he kind of was just standing back, and I said, Brandon, go ahead. And he said, but it's Kurt Bester. And he said, I'm nervous to meet Kurt Bester. And I said, what do you mean? You're Brandon. You're Brandon Fugal. He wants to meet you. And so, everything that he has going on, I want to just highlight the other side of Brandon, and that is he loves music, he loves people, and he's so sincere in everything that he does. He's just such an awesome friend. I feel grateful to have known you for so many years, Brandon. Also, as we all know, commercial real estate mogul, and man behind Skinwalker Ranch, which I can't wait for the next season to come. Let's welcome Brandon to the stage.
Very cool. It's an honor to be with all of you today. I want you to know I've proven today that you can make it from St. George to Sundance in 1 hour flat. No lie. At 11:40, I was in St. George and broke land speed records. We had a problem with the jet, and they're late. And is there any law enforcement here? Okay, thank goodness. I had to race pretty fast to get up here, but it's good to be with you, and a good time in Utah County to talk about economic development and some of the incredible projects and visionaries that are spearheading those developments. All right, dramatic opening. As we dive in, Utah County, just as a comparison to what is happening nationally, we're at a 2.6% unemployment rate, which is virtually non-existent unemployment. Compared to the United States, I mean, we are superstars right now in this market and have a lot to be thankful for. It's an amazing time. But with these times comes great challenge, of course. And with that, we're seeing the labor market challenges more pronounced than ever. 50% of job openings for small businesses right now remain unfilled. Think about that. Especially those of you in service-oriented industries, restaurants, janitorial services, you name it. Very, very difficult to fill positions right now. We're at a 48-year high as far as number of unfilled jobs. And compensation, as a result, is increasing, which is creating some interesting dynamics and pressures on all of us. We're all in the midst of coming out of, hopefully, a pandemic. I think we're coming out of it, although we've seen some surges and some continued concerns. But the big question, of course, that we get asked on a day-to-day basis in the commercial real estate industry is working from home a failed experiment, or is it the new normal? Microsoft is one prominent example, ran a survey among their 31,000 workers in 31 markets. They saw that 54% of their employees claim that they're now more overworked than ever. And there's 41 million more emails being exchanged as a result. And their conclusion, believe it or not, with Microsoft is that work from home is actually killing innovation in the workplace to a degree. Interesting thought from them. Lack of collaboration is one of the key challenges.
You know, most folks, when they get their first job on the street, cold calling out of phone books, they think the idea is get the mark to yes. But the way I saw it, and it bought me a 911 my first year, is never give them a reason to say no. Because if you take no out of the vocabulary,
Yes is the only word left.
Classic scene from Billions on Showtime. It's a great show. And it really illustrates how much the sales process is dependent upon really not only persuasion, but also interaction with people. Try interacting 100% of the time or the majority of the time in a Zoom type of format. And I think it's challenging. I think it's hard to resolve concerns or build enduring relationships or collaboration. So we're looking forward to a return to the workplace. Utah County, as far as the office market, in spite of the challenges, we're seeing some bright spots. But amongst those bright spots, we're seeing vacancy at almost 12%. Not good. We were in the single digits just a year and a half ago. We have 438,000 square feet of positive absorption, though, which is really positive mid-year. 750,000 square feet under construction. You can see that manifest up and down the corridor, and we'll get into that in just a moment. And lease rates have actually been going up, largely as a result of construction costs rising and just simple realities associated with making development pro formas work. Investment activity has actually continued at a very brisk pace. Two prominent examples of office investment activity in Utah County include the Summit, which is a 3-story building up on Traverse Mountain, right above the Harmons anchored retail center. This sold at a $300 per square foot price point, which is remarkable, and less than 7% cap rate. And Urban Grove in Pleasant Grove sold at similar economics. Again, a testament to the resilience of our market. Utah County's construction, coupled with the entire Wasatch Front, brings us to over 2.5 million square feet currently under construction, which is staggering, especially considering that we're in the midst of a pandemic and recovery. Total construction right now in Utah County exceeds 750,000 square feet. Pretty crazy, very exciting. Again, an indication of how special Utah County is. Hyatt Regency Hotel, if you start from the top of the Wasatch Front or from downtown Salt Lake and we make our way to Utah County, is a landmark project you should all be aware of. At 700 rooms and 25 stories, this project is changing hospitality and conventions downtown in the future, and really a landmark project that I think will actually be the catalyst for other landmark projects that'll enter the market in the next few years. Next, another prominent addition to our skyline is, of course, the 25-story 95 State Tower downtown. It's nearing completion this coming year, and they're right now moving aggressively to try to lease that building, but it's the largest single block of space available in Utah, no surprise, right now. 650 Main, up right to the south of the Grand America. This complex is also under construction, bringing another high-rise Class A office product to the market with pre-leasing in place. In fact, more pre-leases than the 95 State Tower. And the largest single-phase office development under construction right now is Zions Bank Corporation's 400,000 square foot tech campus in Midvale. To just underscore how important this project is and noteworthy, they chose to break ground mid-May of 2020. Think of what we were all dealing with in mid-May 2020. And for a company to make a significant commitment to construction in the middle of really a free fall with our markets, with a global pandemic being ushered in, mandated work from home, it really is remarkable and will be finished this coming May. Mountain View Village, also 200,000 square feet that broke ground during the pandemic and will be coming online in the next few months. This is in Riverton, just around the point of the mountain. I wanted everyone to see, at least to get a peek at what is happening in Salt Lake County, even though this is Utah Valley. because the Wasatch Front is all becoming one major metroplex area market. The days of Utah County being isolated from Salt Lake, Davis, and Weber County are over, and we're now part of one big metroplex area, and that'll become even more important as time goes on. The Point will usher in this great, I think, assemblage of counties along the Wasatch Front. With 700 acres, we're all aware and watching what will happen with what will be former prison site. This next fall, we'll see the prisoners relocated to new facilities west of Salt Lake International Airport, and this project start to take shape and become probably not only one of the most noteworthy projects in Utah, but the United States. I believe this is the most strategic infill site in America right now, and time will prove, I think, that prediction right. It'll bring on an incredible amount of development activity. Traverse Mountain 5 is still preparing to break ground in spite of the pandemic, and a lot of other activity at the point of the mountain is going to usher in new product. Innovation Point. Talk about projects during the pandemic that saw great success in spite of the challenges. This project has brought online 450,000 square feet in the last 3 years, all built primarily on a speculative basis, meaning without any pre-leases, yet within days of completion, every phase has been 100% leased. Pattern, Route, WeWork, all have been headquartered in this location and continue to grow from Innovation Point. Domo is poised to occupy their new headquarters in American Fork on I-15 at the Utah Valley Tower. This landmark building is unique in that it is within an opportunity zone. So it's one of the only true Class A office opportunity zone projects in Utah, 100% leased. In fact, it was interesting when Domo was about ready to step up to take the building. We had 3 leases pending on the majority of the building that were sidelined as a result of Domo stepping up and taking the entire building, and they'll be transitioning into it in the months ahead. Landmark headquarters. Freedom Commons. All of you have probably seen downtown Provo, the first Class A office in over a decade. In fact, in 12 years introduced to the downtown Provo skyline is at Freedom Commons with a 150,000 square foot 6-story building that is the first of multiple phases. We have finally deals that are being negotiated on the top floor all the way down to the main floor. And this project will, I think, supercharge downtown Provo as the central business district address of Utah County. Very exciting times. Big hats off to Provo City and PEG Development. Microfocus Tower, or what many of us still consider the old Novell Tower, has just recently seen 400,000 square feet of new leases executed, and there will be some pretty major announcements over the course of the next few weeks relative to this tower. Again, think about that, 400,000 square feet. It's going to be exciting to see the new tenancy and co-tenancy in that project. Utah County retail, believe it or not, is stronger than every other sector except for industrial and multifamily. At 3.38% vacancy, it's a remarkable time, and the retail market is holding its own with positive absorption and a lot of really good activity as these centers are pivoting in response to new trends and activity. One noteworthy shift is at University Place. Dillard's, who is moving from Provo Town Center Mall, as you see here, is under construction with their new box right across from Trader Joe's. But right next door to it is a 9-story structure under construction right now. It is a 4-story Class A office on top of a 5-level parking deck that will transform University Place that much more over the course of the next year. And it's all being built on a speculative basis. Again, without any pre-leases, Woodbury Corporation is moving forward, and I think it's really the result of public-private engagement. Hats off to our city leaders and those who have championed projects like this that are creating new places to work, to shop, and new value creation for the overall market. The industrial market is at 1.55% vacancy, which is the most strong sector of our economy right now. That means there's virtually nothing available. If you build a building, it is immediately snatched up in the industrial sector right now. Lease rates have been rising, no surprise, over 1 million square feet of absorption, and it will continue over the course of the next year, and 3 million square feet under construction, which is barely keeping pace with the rate of absorption and demand. It's a crazy time to be in the industrial market from a really good perspective. Orem Tech Center is one prominent example of over 1 million square feet being brought online within the industrial sector that is right off I-15 and transforming our industrial submarket here in Utah County. Also, multifamily. We've seen over the course of the last few months the largest student housing project come online. It is now offered as an investment, but these 2 6-story buildings have really continued to strengthen our student housing and multifamily sector with proximity to Utah Valley University, which is really the heartbeat of our institutional backbone, is really taking advantage of. This project in the last 2 weeks is now 100% occupied. Think about that, brand new, 100% occupied, over 1,000-bed facility. Incredible time. Janae was kind enough, mentioned my project. I thought it'd be fun to just, for those of you who've been following my most interesting and intriguing real estate endeavor, Skinwalker Ranch, which is the most scientifically studied paranormal hotspot on the planet. We're into our 3rd season of filming out in the Uinta Basin. And it's my investment in rural Utah. If Governor Cox were here, I'd be telling him that this is my investment in his rural Utah initiative. But it's an interesting time. Dozens of people employed, hotels actually being utilized, and everything else going on out in the basin. But for those of you who haven't watched the series, it is 100% true. I promise. Nothing has been fabricated, contrived, or made up, or manipulated. And in this place, truth is stranger than fiction. It's really interesting. I'll show you a quick, for those of you not familiar with it, kind of the opening sequence of the show, which will endure here into its 3rd season and the next 10 episodes that'll air this next year, which is, again, kind of an interesting project on the side that I've been working on.
There is a ranch in northern Utah. It is considered the epicenter of the strangest and most disturbing phenomena on Earth: animal mutilations, bizarre UFO sightings, and unusual energies that have proven harmful to humans. For 20 years, the federal government tried to find answers and failed. Now, a new team of dedicated scientists, researchers, and experts has taken over. They are determined to solve the mystery and reveal the secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
There are some interesting ties. You can expect the kickoff of Season 3 will feature our own former Governor Herbert being briefed by the team. Senator Mike Lee actually ends up making an appearance to be briefed by the team out at the ranch. And so there's some interesting Utah County ties that'll come into play this coming year to keep things interesting. I figured I'd tell everyone, it's been a great alternative to COVID and politics over the last couple of years to have this diversion. But it's a privilege to be with you. Exciting time in Utah County. Landmark projects changing the skyline of virtually every municipality right now. And the one thing I love about commercial real estate is it really is the engine of our economy and touches every sector. Before I step down, any crazy questions? Throw me any hardball question, anything you wish to know about what is happening. Good question. How are we dealing with parking with all of these huge structures? Well, most structures, you take Freedom Commons downtown Provo and University Place with its new tower, both have structured parking. Structured parking is an essential component with the best in use approach to land management and site planning. It's tough to make it pencil, though, and without public-private engagement, it's almost impossible. So, I mean, it's going to require a lot more cooperation than ever. But parking is actually less of an issue now than it was a year and a half or 2 years ago, believe it or not. I think companies are reevaluating density, and they're not packing as many people in less space. I think they're looking at programming that space a little bit more open and a little bit, I think, less dense. So you'll see a new approach to density. Good question. Other question. Anything? Good question. How critical is the inland port going to be to supply chain, logistics, distribution? Our inland port out in the northwest quadrant of Salt Lake Valley is going to be more critical than ever and will be key to seeing Utah graduate from being the crossroads of the West to the crossroads of the world. With users like Amazon now exceeding 6 million square feet in Utah, the inland port and our ability to accommodate distribution and logistics is more important than ever, and I think it'll play a key role in our economy for decades to come. Incredible, incredible opportunity. They can't build space fast enough out there. More. The most mind-blowing thing that I found, I bought it as a skeptic, having never seen a ghost or a UFO or orb or anything like that, and I thought, there's a 95% chance or greater that there's a natural explanation for all of these things that people have reported for decades, if not millennia. And the biggest shocker to me is that it's real, and seeing in broad daylight with my own eyes right in front of me objects that appear and are using propulsion physics that defy our current understanding of physics. It's mind-blowing and undeniable. When you have multiple witnesses standing with you, you have photographic, videographic evidence, electromagnetic anomalies, instrumentation going crazy simultaneous, you can't deny it. And people often ask me, they say, "Are you a believer? Brandon Fugal, are you a believer?" I had Newsweek ask me that months ago, and I said, "No, I'm an experiencer. I can't unsee these things. I can't deny." And I actually find it quite inspiring that our world is a lot more complex than meets the eye. And so stay tuned. But thank you, everyone. Looking forward to a great year ahead.